Right then, we're going to talk cats now, and we're going to talk about wildcats, because wildcats have been bred in captivity and released into the Cairngorms. This is one of the biggest national parks in the United Kingdom, and yes, it's a bid to save the critically endangered species. It's the first in a series of trial releases at undisclosed locations around the Cairngorms, and cat expert and criminal against fashion Tech Up Dave is with me here in his... why are you in this ludicrous shirt with lots of flames on it?
I thought I'd be like the weather.
It's warm. It's hot.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
flaming.
Yeah. Flaming awful shirt. Let's talk to Peter Cardwell, who is a big cat expert. Peter, you're very welcome to Talk TV. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Good morning or afternoon.
Tell us about these wildcats, these Scottish wildcats. What are they, and how do they differ from a domestic cat? How big are they, and why are they critically endangered?
So I suppose if we jump back a couple of thousand years, wildcats were one of two native cats, native felines to the UK, the other one being lynx. Lynx, of course, is now extinct here, and wildcats are our only remaining native feline. In terms of what they look like, what they do, well, as you can see from the picture, they're not dissimilar to a chunky, muscular tabby cat, really. But these are a native species. They're part of our native fauna alongside things like, obviously, golden eagles, pine martens, foxes, hedgehogs, etc. And they're really on the brink of extinction. In fact, functionally speaking, in terms of them having a viable breeding population, they are, to all intents and purposes, extinct.
How many of them are actually left? Do we know how many of them are left?
We don't know, but I think we can count them in tens rather than hundreds.
Goodness me. So what's happened here in the Cairngorms then? They've been bred in captivity, they've been let out, and there are going to be lots more of them let out as well and let into the wild.
So this is an attempt to effectively revitalise the wildcat population. You're absolutely right. This year there's going to be 22 young cats released, and then over the coming years, more cats. So this is the first time there's been a reintroduction of this species into the UK.
They are very beautiful, but presumably you shouldn't approach them if you see them in the Cairngorms National Park if you're there on holiday.
You're very unlikely to see them, to be honest. I mean, like all cats, they're solitary, they're secretive, they're active most at dawn and dusk. So you'd be very, very lucky to see them, let alone approach them. And to be fair, like all cats, like all wild animals, they tend to avoid people.
And they're known as the Highland tiger as well. Do you think this is... I mean, they're a much-loved native species in Scotland, but do you think this could go some way to perhaps stopping them being extinct?
I mean, the Highland tiger kind of brand, if you like, was developed quite a number of years ago to try and draw attention to the fact that this cat, I suppose, is the equivalent of India's tiger or Africa's lion. It is as I say, our only native feline that exists today. So Highland tiger is a kind of an attempt to shine a spotlight on their perilous plight.
Dave, you've got a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering what has made these cats become extinct, or nearly extinct.
Yeah,
what are the predators?
It's not, well, human beings, quite honestly. I mean, this is a quite familiar story, as has happened with many of our species, predators in particular. Historically, we've fragmented and destroyed their habitat. More recently, the problem has been hybridization with domestic cats. So as the wildcat population has decreased, they've been increasingly forced to mate with domestic cats, which of course has diluted their genetic purity. So yeah, ironically, that our love for pet cats has been part of the demise of wildcats.
And how much of a sort of institution are these cats in terms of them coming back into the wild? I mean, it's kind of exciting, isn't it, that this is something that Cairngorms National Park and the Saving Wildcats project is actually done?
Yeah, it's tremendously exciting. Ecologically speaking, of course, this is a species that has been not necessarily missing, but has certainly been suppressed in numbers for a number of decades. But there's also cultural significance here. You know, the wildcat is used on the brand or the arms of many Scottish clans. It is an iconic animal in Scottish culture and history, as well as it being ecologically significant.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much indeed there. Peter Cairns, who's a big cat expert. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? It's a nice thing.
Yeah.
Development of cats.
Very nice.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
I would say so. I
wonder why we started domesticating them.
I don't know. We should have asked Peter.
I've
Now
just
he's
thought
gone.
of that. Sorry,
yeah, well
too
done.
late.
Well done on coming
Yes.
to that. Well, he didn't quite. He was saying they were interbreeding with other cats and so on.
So.
Right. Speaking of domestic cats, it is time for Cat of the Week.
It's Cardi B's Cat of the Week.
It is Cardi B's Cat of the Week. Who is the Cat of the Week this week?
Cat
Dave?
of the Week has been nominated this week by Cat Dad Dan, and the cat is called Jasper, who you will see on screen just in a few moments.
Yes, and remember, if you are watching on TalkTV, you can see Jasper. If not, Tech Up Dave does puts it all together, and then I put it on my Twitter at Peter Cardwell just after the show. As soon as I finish having a gossip with Beth after the programme, I will do that. But we can see Jasper on the screen now. He's a lovely black cat. He's got a white sort of nose and mouth. Really, really beautiful cat as well, and actually a cat of some discernment.
Well, that's debatable. He's obviously got some rather dodgy reading material, but
he's got The Secret Life of Special Advisors now out in paperback by Peter Cardwell. I'm forced to mention that. I mean, if someone sends in a picture of their cat beside my book, I've got to mention
shameless
that it is available at all good bookstores for $9.99 and is called The Secret Life of Special Advisors by Peter Cardwell. I mean, I just have to do that.
Moving back to the cat, Jasper, when this was nominated, had just had all his teeth taken out.
His teeth out? Oh,
and that was back in November. So
goodness me.
I hope that Jasper is a lot better now, because he was in a lot of pain. But his big bro Jack has been gentle with him.
Oh, excellent. Maybe we'll get a picture of Jack some other time as well.
Yes.
That's lovely. Jack obviously being the best name for cats, but Jasper's a great name too.
How is your cat?
I'm sorry he's been in a lot of pain. Well, speaking of a lot of pain, when Jack got his tooth out, I don't know if I mentioned this and whinged about it.
Frequently.
That it cost £832 to get his tooth out. And then, of course, I went to the cat insurance people and said, right, I'm going to claim this £832 back.
And there's Jack
and there's Jack chilling out there. He's back. Yes, then the medical or the vet insurance people said, no, we're not giving you the £832 because we don't insure him under dental. So that was very painful. Jack is fully recovered. My bank balance has not. But yes, there he is chilling out. He missed his dad. I was away there.
Oh yes, because you were away. Yes.
I was. I failed to mention that.
Yes, we failed to mention that you went to America. Apparently, you've got a problem at home.
I do have a problem at home. In my absence,
you've got a cat burglar, and we have proof.
Yeah. So what? Oh, Dave. So what has happened is that we do have a cat burglar, because Jack gets in the way he gets in through an open window in my flat.
Not a cat flap.
Not a cat flap. No, I should have a cat flap, but I don't have a cat flap for long, complicated, boring reasons.
It's a good thing you live on the ground floor.
I do live on the ground floor.
Otherwise, that would be an impressive feat.
It would be an impressive feat if cat sort of went up 7 levels or whatever. But yes, he gets in through an open window. It can only open a little bit, so he kind of gets in, so people can't sort of burgle me and stuff. Apart from this cat burglar.
Apart from this cat.
So another cat in the area, in the building, I live in a block of flats. The other cat has worked out that he can get in through the window, and I was alerted to this. Outrage. Let's have another look at the cat here. Let's play the cat burglar clip again.
Outrageous behaviour.
Outrageous behaviour. No, we haven't got it just yet.
No cat.
We'll get it back in a second, but we want to see the cat burglar again. Let me know, Beth, when we have it back. But yes, this tabby cat has come in and has started stealing Jack's food.
And how does Jack feel about this?
I would imagine he's not particularly amused about it. I haven't seen the two of them interacting, but I did confront the cat burglar about this previously. Can we see the cat burglar again now? Wanted for cat burglary, the tabby cat has made it into my flat, stealing the food from Jack. I tell you something, if that tabby cat enters Cat of the Week, it will be banned from Cat of the Week.
If you own that cat, email me or tweet me. We need this cat on Cat of the Week.
My goodness. Well, listen, that cat burglar is outrageous. Let me just briefly read a few messages that people have been sending in before we go to Trisha. Yes, I'm an avid naturalist, says Brad in Cambridge, and I've been to Scotland many times to try to see a wildcat, but sadly I've never been successful. Here's hoping this project is a success, says Brad in Cambridge. Brad, I didn't know you're an avid naturalist. You've been texting into the programme a bit, but that's wonderful. I hope you perhaps see them, and even if you don't see them, you can rest assured that they are hopefully integrating with the Cairngorms National Park there. That's great that Brad has sent that.
Because we don't like wildcats in captivity.
Get out. So, did you like my cone pun earlier?
Yeah, it was very good. I think it went straight over her head.
Did it go over her head?
Yeah,
I was saying to the woman what was she, president of the Ice Cream Alliance?
Something like that.
Something like that. I was saying, do they have a sort of cone structure? I thought it was quite good. Anyway, on a more serious note, Vic says, Peter, all politicians lie. All politicians don't want to do anything the civil service are against. Voting is a waste of time. I used to argue you had to vote. Now I am in the other camp. Making it mandatory to vote for a lying politician is a farce, says Vic, who's not happy at all. Another person has texted me to say, Peter, it's Craig in Durham. Oh, hello, Craig. I had to laugh with what one of my kids said to me about Boris Johnson and the COVID-19 inquiry. She said that Boris is nothing but a male version of Vicky Pollard from Little Britain, giving it yeah but no but all the time, yeah but no but, etc. So perhaps he was. Thanks to Lynn as well. He says, speaking of animals, flicking between talk and trooping the colour, the horses have been exceptionally well behaved. Noble, the King's Mount a bit nervous, but these magnificent animals are fed on oats. Maybe we should feed them to our politicians. Listen, I've seen some of those. I'm in Westminster quite a lot. Some of those horses, honestly, they're beautiful animals. They're incredibly well kept, and they take a huge pride. And they're often out very early in the morning on their exercises and so on. So it is really rather lovely. But yes, no, it's great to be back, Dave.
Excellent. I was going to say, because you were only going to be away for one Saturday.
That's right. It was one Saturday, and then what happened was, and thank you to everybody who's been in touch about this, by the way. My lovely grandmother very sadly left us. Ida McLaren is her name, or was her name. She's an absolutely wonderful human being, and she was someone who made it to the age of 96, nearly 97. She was cared for wonderfully in the last few years of her life by my lovely Aunt Hazel and her family in Newton Stewart in County Tyrone. And Granny very sadly left us after a wonderful life. She was a great person who I loved very, very much indeed, and we'll miss her a lot. But she had a good send-off, and my cousin did a reading, and it was a very nice funeral. And sometimes, you know, Dave, sometimes it's just your time, you know. It's just, you know, she's 96 and a half. So thanks to everybody who's been in touch about that. And Dave, I know you sent me a very nice message at the time, so that was very, very kind indeed. So lovely to see you, and I'll see you more this week as well.
Yes. Oh, apart from your hanging out on Ian's show as well.
Hanging on Ian's show on Thursday and Friday, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and indeed on the following Monday as well, and next Saturday between 10 and 1.